In snowboarding, there are two main Olympic disciplines, halfpipe and border cross. Halfpipe is all about style and control. The riders do back-to-back airs out of a perfectly shaped ice ditch and pull off different flips, spins and grabs. They are then judged on their style, control, technical difficulty and how much height they can get out of the halfpipe. Border cross is a bit more pedal to the metal. Style and control quite often go out of the window as the riders try to stay on their feet as they negotiate the fastest line over bumps, jumps and corners in a race to the finish line. As they battle in a pack of 4 to 6 riders, crashes and spills make it exciting for spectators.
The team started to come together in 2003. There's been a lot of changes since then. When we started we had one coach and a few riders.
When we used to turn up at the events, I don't think we were really seen as a threat. I think the British were more so known for having all of the gear but then stand around at the comps smoking and drinking.
I think in the past couple of years the opinions kind of changed for the British guys. It used to kind of be like you turn up to a competition and they used to say, oh, who are those guys? And now it's more like, oh cool, the Brits are here. And that's a good feeling and it puts you in the right frame of mind for entering the competitions.
As we've developed as a team, we've got more recognition, we've got more support as well. We've now got a physio, 3 coaches, and we've got 3 levels of team. There's the youth team, the developmental team and the World Cup team.
I think the same question is always asked. How do you guys get good at snowboarding? You're from a nation with no real hills or snow.
In Britain, we ride the dry slopes, snow domes, and if you're lucky enough to live in the Highlands, real mountains with real snow. Even though these aren't even almost as good as Europe or America, it is a great way to get started and an even better way to learn new tricks and progress your riding.
From there, we just spent as much time on snow as we could. It's only a short flight to the Alps and most of us have done working seasons.
When we train, we don't really call it training, it's more just going snowboarding. The word training doesn't really make it sound as fun.
When I started snowboarding, it wasn't because I wanted to be an Olympian, but it's really liked the sport and really enjoyed the lifestyle.
When I first started snowboarding I didn't really think about going to the Olympics or anything, but then when I started doing a few competitions and started improving, then it became like a really good goal for me and something to strive towards.
The outside though, it is so chilly.
We ride all conditions, rain or shine, whether it be in the pipe, on the border cross, in the park or riding through waist-deep powder. And the best training you can have is just riding a bit of everything.
At first it was quite intimidating competing at a World Cup level against all the pros that you'd seen on TV and in the movies and that you idolised. It's a big pressure, but it's a pressure that you just need to get used to.
Border cross can be really frustrating. You can be on top form, riding really good, and then something happens where someone crashes into you or whatever and suddenly you're out of the competition. But you can't really get annoyed with it because sometimes the same things happen to your advantage, so that's just sport really.
Snowboarding is still regarded as a new Olympic sport, and it seems to take time to be accepted by both sides. There was a presenter at the Olympics and she made it clear what her thoughts were about snowboarding. Something along the lines of, snowboarders aren't real athletes, what with their baggy clothes and listening to music while they compete, now back to the real sport. The dictionary definition of an athlete is somebody who has the necessary abilities to participate in physical exercise, especially in competitive situations such as games, races and matches. It doesn't say anything about wearing the appropriate attire.
Hi, my name is Craig Smith. I'm the head coach for the British national snowboard teams. As you can see from this short film, you can see where we've come from and where we're going to. With all the results and the upward trend that we're on, I feel that it's not unrealistic at all to see athletes on the podium at the Winter Olympic Games in Vancouver.
Snowboarding is characterised and driven by the athletes at the forefront of these fashionable and lifestyle-led sports. They wear baggy pants because they are comfortable, they listen to music because it pumps up the riders and fuels them with adrenaline. My personal opinion of some Olympic sports is that they can be a bit boring and repetitive. Snowboarding is creative and expressive in both personal style and riding techniques. I think that snowboarding is a breath of fresh air to the Olympics, and I feel that it draws a new generation of spectators. Endorsement of these professional athletes delivers strong brand communication to a large and often trend-setting audience.